Hello again, everybody, and a warm welcome back to the Celtic Forever podcast. We've got John here to go over the title party, the celebrations. Celtic confirmed champions, obviously, on Wednesday night with a very convincing 5-0 win over Kilmarnock, one of the best performances and displays I've saw in years. So we're going to go over that. We're going to go over the preview of the St Mirren game on Saturday. But let's say hello to John first. How are you, John?
Aye, brilliant, Xander. That was quite the night on Wednesday.
Quite the night indeed, John. It was a night to remember as far as I'm concerned. Obviously, I took my wee grandson down to Celtic-party after it for the celebrations. The wee man loved it. The game itself, as I said at the start there, John, I've not seen a performance like it in a long, long time. You know, the nerves were put to bed very early on in the game, and we were just in party mode for more or less the 5th minute into the game. What about yourself, John? How were you feeling there tonight?
Aye, like we said on the previous podcast, I wasn't expecting such an emphatic result. 5-0 against Kilmarnock on that dodgy pitch, and it wasn't just a fluke. It was an outstanding performance from start to finish, I thought.
It was outstanding. We'll touch on the game, John. We'll go through the main bits of the game in a wee minute. But first, I want to get through some of the housekeeping. We'll just quickly touch on that. Hit share, hit like, hit subscribe if you don't mind, please. And if you can, join us over on the Facebook page, Xander John Facebook page. I'm going to put the link in the description there. So just click on that. You'll get us over on Facebook. And follow us if you can as well over there, because you'll get a lot of extra content, because there's lots of wee videos I put on there that I can't put on YouTube, John. So plenty of extra content over on Facebook, John.
Aye, there's plenty there for everybody to see. Lots of good videos. It seems a lot more people enjoy Facebook more than they do YouTube, if you ask me.
Yeah, well, there's the last video I put on, John, has 24,000 views in one day. So yeah, it's very popular, and the channel's doing really well over there. And it's also reflecting the YouTube channel as well, because the YouTube channel is also picking up. So we'll park that there, John. That's the housekeeping out the road. Let's get into the other night, John, Wednesday night. Right. In fact, John, do you want to know what we'll do before that? I've got some snippets of news. I always like to give the snippets of news first before we go into any post-match or any preview, John. So we'll get into some snippets of news, right? Matt O'Reilly not winning the Writers' Player of the Year, John. That goes to Shankland. What do you think of that?
I've not followed Hearts this season, obviously. I've only seen them when... and saying that, I watched them in Europe, when they played in Europe. And I watched them, obviously, when Celtic played them. Well, he's a good striker, Shankland. We know he's a good striker. But Player of the Year? Look, I can't really comment on it because I haven't seen him. But he is a decent striker, Xander. But look, Matt O'Reilly, he's had a pretty quiet second half of the season with the occasional, bit of brilliance thrown in. And he is an absolute top quality player. But has he been consistent all season, do you think?
Well, he's been consistent as regards to playing every single game for a start, John. He's been there every single game. First half of the season, outstanding. Second half of the season, flashes of brilliance here and there. But the last 3 or 4 games, John, he's really picked it up again, banging in the goals. So I think Matt definitely deserves Player of the Year, John. Who's been better?
Shankland.
Shankland, aye. Yeah.
No, but I'm not ever going to go on Matt O'Reilly's case. I think he has been an outstanding player, especially the first part of the season. And like you says, the last 4 games, there's nobody get close to him in the league. He's been absolutely outstanding, Matt O'Reilly. But we've went over it in podcasts, Sander, so maybe he had a wee spell. He wasn't putting in the greatest of performances, but we still know that he's an outstanding player. Even when he was performing poor, there was moments of absolute brilliance in there, wasn't there? He's an outstanding talent.
Yeah, that's it, John. I think he deserves... He won the official Player of the Year anyway. I mean, this was just the writers' one anyway, John, so it doesn't really count for anything. But I'm just surprised that they gave it to Shankland, I know Shankland scored a few goals, but Player of the Year, Football Writers Player of the Year, I'm not too sure. Let us know what you think in the comments section. We'll move on, John, for that. Big Ange Postecoglou, full of praise for the boys the other night, John, full of praise, and you can understand why. He loves the support, he loves the club. Loves the team. Brendan's done well. So just nothing but admiration from Ange Postecoglou for our boys.
You know my feelings on him. I don't really want to talk about him, but it's nice that he says that. But I just don't really want to talk about that guy ever again, Xander. What he did just kept the Celtic fans waiting, and then just slipped away. Do you know? I just wasn't happy with that. Even more so than what Brendan Rodgers done when he left the first time. That Postecoglou left me reeling. And by the way, touched on Matt O'Reilly. 18 goals and so many assists, tons of assists as well for a central midfielder. It's no bad, Xander. It's some return.
Yeah, you can understand why he got Player of the Year. Absolutely, you can. The only other one in the Celtic squad that was close to him was Big Joe Hart, who kept us in various games throughout the season. But we're going to get on to Big Joe very soon, John. We'll get on to that. But I was quite happy with the praise from Ange Postecoglou. It was nice to hear that for the big man. He still has a lot of affection for the club there. So we'll move on, John. We'll move on.
Well, he's got more affection for money, Xander. That's all I can say.
Right, fair enough, John. Okay, let's move on. Norwich sacked their manager, so the Adam Idah deal, does it put a wee scupper on that potentially? Maybe the new manager likes the look of him, etc. Would you think?
I was going to say that I was getting Adam Idah for nothing then.
It would be nice if he did. I mean, it might go the other way, like you say, John. He might no fancy him. So, big Adam Idah was outstanding the other night, wasn't he?
Oh, what a performance. I think every player on the park was outstanding the other night, Xander. But there is standout players. We'll get to that. But Adam Idah was... Adam Idah. Well, it definitely was a shining light, especially in the first half.
Yeah, he was as soon as that first ball went up to him, John, the way he turned the Kilmarnock player inside out and sent the ball through to Idah, I just knew he was going to have a blinder of a night on Wednesday. Outstanding. So we're looking to sign Idah, John. It's that deal's going to be obviously negotiated during the summer. But you're like me, John. You want to see him signing a permanent deal?
Well, we've spoke about it before. He's got some nice goals, really nice goals, important goals. He's held the ball up brilliantly every time he's played. So I think if we get the chance to sign him for $5 million, I think Brendan will snap that up, Xander. No, that Adam, he'll snap Adam up because that's. I think that's a good bit of business if he continues that kind of form into next season.
Yeah, agree. Rodgers party day on Saturday, John. 12:30, I think it is, kick-off on Saturday. Rodgers got a nice new haircut for the big party, John. So, party day on Saturday, trophy day, flag day, whatever you want to call it, trophy day. It's going to be a beautiful, sunny, scorching day yet again. We couldn't ask for better just now, John, could we?
No, it's all good, isn't it? But aye, it's trophy day. Something we all look forward to. There's going to be a great atmosphere. And by the way, lovely tifo by the Celtic fans. We'll put that right out there now with Tommy Burns. Great touch for the Celtic fans there. Really good tifo as well. Loved it.
Yeah, that's right, John. It was good to see you, wasn't it? I thought the Celtic fans the other night were amazing at Rugby Park. Absolutely amazing. Just nip over to Facebook, you'll see some of the videos I put on. I put on a Tommy Burns tribute video, put on the Celtic fans video, and various other videos as well. Just nip over to Facebook on the link below and you'll see the various videos that are on there. Alistair Johnson thinks that Celtic should build a statue for James Forrest, John. That was a nice wee touch for Johnston, wasn't it?
Aye, James Forrest again the other night there. Outstanding yet again. So, getting all the accolades for Alistair Johnson, of course, thoroughly deserved. Alistair Johnson, the man who can't say the word Rangers, that's what I like to hear.
Right, okay, aye. But a great wee tribute to James. He's been there all these years, scored all the goals, won so many titles, and I think he's up there with one of the most decorated players at Celtic, James Forrest. So yeah, well done to wee James Forrest, and he's still going strong. So do you think we'll get another season out of him, maybe?
I think Brendan will be looking to strengthen well, of course he's going to strengthen, but I don't know. 32, coming up for 33, James Forrest. But if he continues playing like he has the last, was it 5 games he's appeared?
Yeah, that's right, John. I think he started 4 and came off the bench in the first one. Yeah, 5 games. Tomorrow will be 6.
He hasn't put
in
a foot wrong.
Mm-hmm.
He has not put a foot wrong.
Yeah, very direct, isn't he? Very. It's like watching a 20-year-old James Forrest just now.
Exactly, aye. Rolling back the years, it's like having a new winger, isn't it? He's been absolutely outstanding.
All right, John, we'll move on for the James Forrest. Over the moon with the performances for wee James, so we'll move on. And what I want to do is touch on the 7 games I think that won us the league this year, John, right? Tell me what you think each one of these, right? But obviously the first one was the 1-0 win at Ibrox. Game number 4 of the season. Injury ravaged Celtic team show up at Ibrox. Kyogo scores the winner. Just a great display, John. 1-0 win. And it was a big part of us winning the league this year.
Aye, of course it was. Winning derby matches is always going to be a big part of winning the league, Xander. That's a gimme of that, you know. If you don't win your derby matches, you ain't winning leagues.
So true, John. So true. But that was the first one, John, out of the 7. Vital going to Ibrox, no fans, etc. Injury ravaged team. The second one was the Motherwell game, John. Game number 7 of the season. Motherwell game where we beat them 2-1. Park. 96-minute winner from Matt O'Reilly, John, if you remember that far back, because it was a wee while ago. But that was another vital 3 points in the league title, John. That was 96-minute winner from Matt O'Reilly. Remember it well. Over the moon with that one. We were all ecstatic after that, Ian, John.
Aye, that's very distant in my memories, and you know, I forget games when they're away. I kind of tend to. I can't even remember the goals, but I remember the games. I've got it in my mind that the actual game where we were delighted to have won it. I remember that, but in regards to the goals and all that, I can't even remember them, to be honest with you, Xander. But I remember it being after the game how excited I was about that win and elated. If you go into the podcast for that game, everybody, you'll hear it. But yeah, Xander's got a better memory than me when it comes to individual games. But I remember it being important of a big win, Xander, aye.
Yeah, that's right, John. I remember it. It was amazing that day. It was, as you say, go back to the podcast and you'll hear how excited we were about it. The next one, the third one, was game number 21, 2-1 win over Rangers, where Bernardo scored and Kyogo scored the winner, John. You remember that one? Also, another Glasgow derby, but vital in this league race.
Don't remember it. Look, I remember every Glasgow derby win. I mean, these games are the big games, aren't they? Like I says, you've got to win your derby matches if you want to stand a chance of winning the league. Kyogo, he's world class goal and all that. I remember it well. Very important to contribution towards winning the title. That one's under. Agree with you that. So far, agree with you with other results so far.
Yeah, they were all big games, weren't they? And the next one on the list was the 2-1 win at Easter Road, John. Idah, another injury time, 4th minute of injury time winner, big Idah. That's when we first saw big Idah. He made his presence felt in the team right away, John, scoring the injury time winner. 2-1 win at Easter Road. Just another great game, another great win. Obviously, the performances weren't great at this time, John, but you know, scraping these wins over the line made a big difference.
Aye, absolutely. Aye, Celtic's had to do that a lot this season because injuries. We've had to scrape wins together the whole season, and I think Brendan's done a remarkable job, to be honest with you. You know, he's had his best players injured most of the season, all long-term injuries. So it's just a remarkable achievement to have won the league. And so it's 6 points in it. It could be 9 points come tomorrow. Who knows? Don't really care what happens at Tynecastle, right enough. That's another day dribber.
Yeah.
But we've had to scrape by in a lot of games this season, Xander. So the one against Hibs is another very important game, as were all the games we scraped by in.
Yeah, John, definitely. And yeah, you could have been more right, to be honest with you. And the one that stood out the most for me out of all these games, John, was the 3-3 win for Rangers at Ibrox. that was vital, John. We were 3 points clear, and if we even drew the game, I know we were 2-0 up, but getting a draw at Ibrox there, John, meant that we stayed the 3 points clear, which is just a few games to go. So the 3-3 draw at Ibrox, John, I thought that was vital in our push for the league title. That was the game where the Rangers fans celebrated a 3-3 draw at home, wasn't it?
Aye. City bus tours and all that. You know, open top bus celebrating the 3-3 win. No, I like to exaggerate a wee bit. It's always good, isn't it?
Yeah.
Aye, they did the lap on and all that. They were all loving it, all screaming the full voice and all that. A 3-3 draw at home with no Celtic fans. What a team. But look, these games are, all joking aside, these games are important. Yet again, like you says, another derby match where it was vital that we did not lose that game. And we talked about that on the podcast previous to it. As long as we do not lose that game, I think we're going to win the league, we were saying. And we didn't lose the game. And we did go on to win the league.
Yeah, John, I keep referring back to that wee podcast we did back in March. And I can't believe how accurate it was, actually. I listened back to it, and apart from maybe one or two, maybe a draw here or there, we were bang on with absolutely everything we said, John. So, Mystic Meg, for Xander and John, however you listen to it, look back to March on the YouTube channel for the predictions for the run-in for the title, and you'll have a good laugh as well. Listen to it, was quite good. The second last one, John, game number 36, was obviously the recent 2-1 win over Rangers. Another vital win. As you say, John, at the very start there, you've got to win your Glasgow derbies if you want to win the league.
Aye, you've got to win them. But the last one, Lundstrom with his leg-breaking challenge, his own goal, man of the match performance for big Lundstrom there. And it's another derby game. We keep talking about these derby games. Every single one of them, we could have been 5-6-0 up at half time. We won but we still don't want to take points in them. We won 3 out of the 4 Glasgow derbies and drew the other one. That one was a big one, wasn't it? That was a big result to go 6 points clear. That's the one that clinched it for probably 99.9% of the Celtic fans around the world. Yeah,
well said, John. Brilliant. It was a brilliant game. I know we were 2-0 up and cruising and missed the penalty. It could have finished 7-8-0, but 8-1, sorry, but we got the win, John, and that was all it counted, the 2-1 win, which took us to the game on Wednesday night, John, 5-0 against Kilmarnock. Let's go into the post-match. Leads us on nicely to the post-match, John, and right away I noticed that there was no sprinklers on, John, but it didn't make a single bit of difference.
Didn't make a bit of difference, did it? Not at all. Look, they're getting that pitch dug up after this coming season. So the following season, there's going to be a grass pitch at Rugby Park, and no before time. They should be looking at doing that right now, you know. Just get that absolute disgrace of a park dug up. But they couldn't even put sprinklers on it for the players, make it safe at least. You can see players, even the Kilmarnock players, you can see them pulling out challenges and stuff. Although, if we're going into the post-match podcast, we can get into tackles by Kilmarnock players as we're going on.
Yeah, that's it, John. But I thought the no sprinklers thing was a disgrace. A bone-dry, sticky day like that. You need that plastic to be at least damp, John, for the safety of the players, for both sets of players, John. But obviously that's an instruction from McInnes, isn't it, not to sprinkle the pitch on a roasting hot day. Because I was watching it on Celtic TV, John, and 15 minutes before the kick-off, not one sprinkler all the way through to kick-off. So I just thought it was a disgrace, John, to be honest with you, and nobody's mentioned that.
I can't say I've seen that because I missed. I switched it on just as they were coming out the tunnel, thankfully. But I missed if they had any sprinklers on or anything. But you could tell the pitch was dry. You just look at it, you know. No moisture on it at all. I mean, I like my pitches to be at least moisty, like he says. It's Alan McCoisty.
Yeah, Alan McCoisty, aye. Well, John, just before we continue, I forgot to mention the winner of the double prize, the lighter and the pen this week, John. And it's a big congratulations, actually, to Mad About Football, who's entered the competition every single week since we started and never won one. He finally won one, John. Mad About Football was only 40 seconds out with his guess for the first goal, Adam Idah, which we're just about to talk about. So congratulations to Mad About Football, John. Well done.
That's brilliant. Well done, Mad About Football. I know you've been in there and you keep moaning about it, how you haven't won anything.
That's true.
There you go. Your first win's a double prize. So, fantastic. Well done, mate. All the best, and I hope you enjoy your prizes.
Yeah, well done and well said, John. And he wins it when we win the league. So it's a double celebration for Mad About Football. And keep entering the competitions. Because you've won doesn't mean to say that you can't keep entering the competitions. Okay, John, we'll move on. Idah goal, 4 minutes, 34 seconds. A low cross for Matt O'Reilly. Matt O'Reilly, outstanding again, wasn't he? Big Idah. Couldn't miss. Puts it 1-0 up, John. Easy street. 4 minutes gone. Everybody's nerves are very, very relaxed.
Aye, it's kind of looked like he was going to score, didn't he? You could tell he was right up for that game, Adam Idah. And he didn't disappoint. Lovely wee ball across the box from Matt Murley. Wasn't it just a simple straight pass across the box? It was curved in, wasn't it? Because Matt O'Reilly was about 16 yards out when he crossed that in, and it swerved right into the 6-yard line.
Yeah.
For big Adam Idah's there to smash it home. Great cross, great finish, great performance by the two.
Absolutely agree, John. It was obviously we'll touch on the team on a whole, if you like. But yeah, they two were outstanding, weren't they? Second goal, John, 12th minute, tap in, lovely wee cross from Jamesy Forrest, straight to the feet of Dyson Maeda. 2-0, John. Easy street in this game.
Aye. Was that no Alistair Johnston that crossed that in, that one? I think it was Alistair Johnston that crossed that one at James Forrest. It was a through ball, what a through ball, by the way, from Reo Hatete. He set up Alistair Johnston beautifully. Kilmarnock players didn't know where Alistair Johnston was. He comes in for the back of the defenders. Beautiful cross right across the box for Dyson to hammer it home. It's so good to see Dyson getting on the score sheet in it.
Yeah, the boys playing with a smile on his face just now, isn't he? I know that's just a similar type goal for the first goal, wasn't it? But 2-0, John, cruising at this point. I thought it was Forrest that crossed it, but anyway, if you're saying it's Johnston, then it must be Johnston. Yeah, 2-0, John, and all the nerves. The build up to this game was nervous, wasn't it? It was. Everybody thought it was going to be a tough game, and Kilmarnock were going to do this, and but it turned out the total opposite, didn't it?
Aye, an absolute rout. Kilmarnock done absolutely nothing. I wasn't expecting it. I'm being honest with you, I was expecting a much closer game. I think I predicted 2-0, and you predicted 1, I think.
Yeah, I predicted 1, you predicted 2, John. It was both of us thought it was going to be a close, tight affair, but we were going to come out with a win anyway. But I was just delighted to see the performance that Brendan set the players out to do there on Wednesday night. It was absolutely brilliant, John. Okay, we'll move on. 2-0. A few shots here and there, saves, shots going wide, etc., etc. But the next big moment I noticed, John, was this tackle for this animal Donnelly on Hatete, John. It's another sickening tackle on a very talented footballer, John. Donnelly. Just glad to see Hatete got up and walked away from that, to be honest with you.
Aye, Donnelly. AKA Oddbud.
That's him. Yeah, that's him, John.
We've spoken about this guy before, Xander, big Oddbud. A guy is just another player with absolutely zero ability. Just what I says to you after the game, is that tackle worse than the one Lundstrom put in on Alistair Johnston? Because me, it was right up there. But now I've heard pundits saying, it's a yellow card, he's caught him in the tap of the foot. He went flying into that tackle and tried to snap Hatate's ankle. he was obviously raging because he couldn't keep up with the pace of the game. He's put in like 8 tackles. It's probably born out of frustration, maybe, or just the guy's just an animal. I don't know. But that tackle for me was worthy of a red card.
Yeah, he's trying to put him out of the game. He's trying to put him on the injury list, isn't he, John? He's trying to end his season. So I was just very happy to see Hatete get up and walk away for that, John. But yeah, I don't care what colour the guy gets. I was just happy to see Hatete walk away for that, John.
Aye, absolutely. Aye, Hatate's been out all season. The last thing he needs is another long-term injury. And fair play to Hatate for getting up and all that. You could tell it was a sore one. I felt it at the time. It was a terrible, terrible tackle. I don't care what anybody says. I think it's right up there with that Lindstrom one that Kenny Miller thinks was only a yellow.
Yeah, I think the only thing I would say about that is his tackle was a wee bit lower, John, but still very, very late. So anyway, we'll move on. Just glad Hatate's not injured for the cup final. We'll move on, John. The next point isn't football related. It's these sickening songs for the Kilmarnock fans, John. You know, we just don't need it at football matches, do we?
That day one, the Kilmarnock fans, that was Rangers fans, just a glimmer of hope. That's all that was. I'll tell you that right now. I guarantee there was a lot of Rangers fans in the crowd that night looking for that glimmer of hope, trying to roar on Kilmarnock to get in a win and then hope Celtic would drop points at St Mirren and all that, you know. Mm-hmm. I've just got a feeling that's what happened there, because I've never heard Kilmarnock singing songs like that. No, to that degree, all through the game. And there was a point in the game when they started singing them and the Celtic fans had an answer for every song they sang. I was like, well done, Celtic fans, by the way. Every single song they sang towards Celtic, disgusting songs, the Celtic fans retorted with their version of that song towards them, which was Celtic fans are unmatched, aren't they? They're quick.
Yeah, they're quick, John. Yeah, it was. I just thought it was disgusting, to be honest with you. But anyway, John, we'll leave it there. We'll move on because this is a celebration. Third goal, John. Third goal was brilliant. It was a hold-up play from Adam Idah. A different class, John. It's out of this world. The big man was just unplayable, really, on Wednesday night. And then it was a cross, lay off to Idah, cross from Idah to James Forrest, who slips it away beautifully to the right-hand side of the keeper, John. 3-0. Party on at this point, wasn't it?
Aye. I was getting goosebumps with the crowd behind the goals, by the way, and I was watching it. The noise after them, the Celtic fans were absolutely amazing in that game. And the first 3 goals scored right in front of the Celtic fans just made it look amazing on the telly. But James Forrest, I couldn't be happier for the guys under scoring that goal in the match that won Celtic the league. Thoroughly deserved for James, and I'm so glad he got on the score sheet and another brilliant performance.
I mean, we're going to go through these 1 to 10 scorings in a wee minute, John. There's not going to be anything under 8, I tell you. Okay, second half, John. 4-0. Matt O'Reilly, 18 yards out. Just an outstanding finish for our player of the year. Big Matt, what do you think of that finish, John? It was similar to the one against Rangers. Just a great finish, wasn't it?
No keeper was stopping that. No keeper on earth was stopping that. The power that was in that shot. Do you know what the power in that shot reminded me of? Although I think the one I'm going to tell you was a better goal. Mind Hatete scored against Hearts at Tynecastle and he absolutely rifled it. It was that fast. I don't think I've ever seen a faster shot in the game of football in my life. Do you remember that game? Yeah,
that goal was outstanding for Hatete, John. I remember that well. That was world class strike for Hatete. John. A lot of power in that shot from Matt O'Reilly, John. It was 4-0 at this point. At this point, I'm thinking the score doesn't matter. We're just, we're playing beautiful football. We're champions, and the reason why we were champions was that display on Wednesday night, John.
It was an outstanding display, and that finish is it's up there with my top 3 goals of the season. Definitely. It was an absolute peach of goal. Just the absolute power Matt O'Reilly got behind that. That was just outstanding, Xander. Loved it.
Yeah, it was nice, wasn't it? And it was it was the class, John, that the boys got. To score for that angle outside the box. Just different class. Honestly, I love Matt O'Reilly. All right, John, all these subs sort of ruined the game. Kyogo on, Idah off, Kuhn on, Forrest off, Palmer on, Idah. And even there are two subs we made, Awata on, O'Reilly came off. But before that, John, he got his goal, didn't he? It was a pass for young Kuhn. Run about the penalty spot, he can't really miss for there. Double for Matt O'Reilly, 5-0 Celtic. Just adds a wee extra cherry on top of the cake.
Aye, that was a nice wee finish, wasn't it? He just nonchalantly just sticks it away, didn't he? It's like, this is nothing, just here, pick that out, pal. It was nonchalant, wasn't it? Just Kilmarnock players are running a bit like heedless chickens in the box trying to pick people up. Matt Reilly's just went, oh, here, pal, have this, by the way, bang.
Nicely summed up. Aye, John, you're right, John. 5-0, and I'm not even going to go on about the rest of the game, John, because it was tippy-tappy. Celtic players just want the final whistle to go. Kilmarnock players just want the final whistle to go. But the scenes at the end of the game, John, final whistle goes 5-0, superb. The scenes at the end of the game were brilliant, weren't they, John? The flares going off, the celebrations between the players and the supporters, it was just lovely to see.
It was a beautiful sight, Xander, absolutely beautiful. By the way, that Kilmarnock goal was a lovely goal that boy scored. And I've said before about this young boy that plays for Kilmarnock. I don't know how young he is, the boy that scored. His name's Danny Armstrong, isn't it? I think he's a cracking wee player, Xander.
Armstrong?
Aye, Danny Armstrong. I think he's a cracking wee player. Every time he's played against Celtic, he's been absolutely outstanding. I think he's a potential for Celtic. Celtic should be looking at signing that boy.
Yeah, also a decent wee winger, John Armstrong. It was a lovely goal, and he was just offside. I just didn't even want to bring that up because it's irrelevant. But you're right, John. It was a nice goal. It was chopped off. Okay, John. Let's move on to some player ratings. We'll quickly do this because time's getting on. We're still to do the preview for the St Mirren game on Saturday. So a quick 1 to 10 individual player rating. John, what are you thinking?
I don't know. Joe Hart 7 as usual. Didn't have to do anything at all. Big Joe, did he really? Carter Vickers 8, Liam Scales 8, Greg Taylor 7, Alistair Johnson 9. 8.5 for Alistair Johnson. Matt O'Reilly 9, Cal McGregor 9, Reo Hatete 8, Dyson Maeda 8, James Forrest 8, and Adam Idah 9.
Yeah, very high scores, and it's the players that all deserve the high scores. They definitely saved the best to last, the players, didn't they, John?
Absolutely, they did. Aye, absolutely outstanding performance for every one of them. A thoroughly enjoyable performance, but I think it's probably the best I've seen Celtic this season, to be honest with you.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I'll quickly run through our scores. Joe Hart, as you say, not had much today. 7. Both fullbacks, I'm going to give both of them an 8, and the centre halves, I'll give both of them an 8 as well. Callum McGregor 9, Matt O'Reilly 9, Reo Hatete 8, Dyson Idah 8.5, Adam Idah 9, and Jamesy Forrest 9. John, so who's your man of the match?
Oh, it's a tough one, isn't it? I think I've got to give the man of the match to Matt O'Reilly, Xander, for an outstanding performance and 2 wonderful goals.
Yeah, it's hard to disagree with that, John. I'm trying to think. Dyson was a close second. Callum was outstanding as well, but I agree. It's got to be Matt O'Reilly, our player of the year, John. Not the writers' player of the year, of course, but the official player of the year, if you like, the Scottish player of the year. Matt O'Reilly gets the man of the match for both these, John. All right, John. Oh, that was quite a wee bit to go through there, John, wasn't it? So, we need to keep going. We need to keep going because obviously Wednesday night I was down at Paradise with my grandson. I've got another 2 grandsons. They were a wee bit too wee for that, so they can go maybe next year. But the big one, wee Matthew, he loved every minute of that, John. So we couldn't do a podcast on Wednesday night, obviously. And I thought we'd just leave the post-match to today, and we'll do the post-match and the preview at the same time, John. So let's get into it then. Let's get into the preview of Trophy Day, John. trophy day. It's not going to be a big preview. We're not going to go through any betting or anything like that. We're just going to have a wee quick touch on it. You're looking forward to this one, John? The big trophy day. The Scottish press wrote us off, John. We weren't going to be champions. Rangers were going to be champions. Blah, 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 blah. We've got to savour this, John.
Out of the past 12 out of 13 titles we've won, that was my favourite so far, Xander. But I want to just touch on one thing. Derek McInnes coming out and praising the Celtic team as well for their performance. So well done, Derek McInnes. And also, just before we go into the next part, well done the Celtic fans for praising Brendan Rodgers, signed his name all night. It was absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, do you think the fans have finally turned around to Brendan, John? Maybe 95% of them?
I certainly hope so, because Brendan's had to do that with a team that's been injured with long-term injuries. How long have I been saying this, Sander? Had we had our full squad available, we'd have cantered that league. And like I says months ago, if we can keep our full squad fit to the end of the season, we're going to win the league, and that's exactly what's happened.
Yeah, that's right, John. We've said the last 10, 15 games, haven't we? So, yeah. Bang on, absolutely bang on. And, John, we're going to strengthen in the summer, so we're not going to stand still. We're going to strengthen. That's £60 million, £50 million, whatever it is, jackpot Champions League money. That's in the bank, John. That's in the bank. The club is cash rich. We've got to strengthen. We can't stand still, John. So I'm sure Brendan's going to bring in some top quality additions to the team.
I certainly hope so. I hope the board give him the money, because we'll still get 70 million in the bank for all the player transfers and Champions League money and all that wasn't really spent. And then you add 50 million Champions League money to that, possibly the sale of players and whatever, sell-on fees. You've got Frimpong, probably get a sell-on fee for him. I think Mattarella will be gone at the end of the season, Xander. I can't see him being at Celtic next season. I can't see it. I certainly hope he's still a Celtic player. I'd rather have him than the money. But a cash rich for Celtic, a club like Celtic to have maybe 120, 130 million in the kitty, that's a lot of money for a Scottish club, Xander.
That's an awful lot of money. I was talking to my wee grandson about that, funny enough, and he's going on about signing Mbappe. He's a big Mbappe fan, the wee man. No, you're right, John. It's, we will not stand still, as I say, John. We're only going to get stronger and stronger. It's 3 in a row, John. Looking at 4 in a row, that's the way I look at it. I'm not even concerned about what the team at the other side of Glasgow do, to be honest with you. It's all about us. It's nothing else matters. It's what we do. It's what Brendan does. And Brendan's got to stay, John. He's got to stay these 3 years, hasn't he? He's got to see out his contract, I would say.
Aye, I think he will, aye. When I'm paid, I always see the job through. Who was it that says that? Lee Van Cleef in The Good, the Bad and Ugly?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, well, hopefully he does see the job through, John, because he's just a top quality manager. So he'll be building for next year. The plans will be in place for that just now, I will imagine. And the first thing we need to do is sign a goalkeeper, John. So that's not going to be easy, getting a top quality goalkeeper.
Well, there's one at Rangers. Give them 30 bob for him. I'm sure they'd be glad of the few extra quid.
No. But you don't want to do it. I mean, that's, definitely. I've heard a wee snippets and stories about that, actually, funny enough. Celtic going for their goalkeeper. Obviously, it's a wee bit of tongue-in-cheek as well, I think. But no, we need to sign a top-quality goalkeeper, John. Obviously, we need a Joe Hart type goalkeeper, I feel like. I'd love to see Joe Hart stay for another year, but it's not going to happen, is it?
Never say never, that's all I can say. But right now, I don't know. You can see the love Joe's got for the club, but I don't know. Never say never, but I can't see it, Xander. I think Big Joe's Offsky, and it goes with my blessings. All the best in your future, Joe. What a servant. He's a Celtic man, isn't he, Joe Hart? He loves Celtic.
Yeah, the pictures there on the night for Big Joe were brilliant. Good to see you, isn't it? Just he loves the club, and obviously he's felt at home at Celtic, John. So good luck, as you say, to the big man in his retirement. All right, John. preview of St Mirren. Let's get into it now, John. We're just going to quickly run through this. Score doesn't matter, but it'd be good to go out on a high with another victory, John.
I think we just need to finish the season with a wee win. That would be nice. Don't want a draw, don't want a defeat. We want a win. It's trophy day in the sun, hopefully it's nice and sunny. Finish with a wee win, that's all we can ask for. But I think he's going to rest the team for next weekend, the Cup. Keep our full strength squad for next week. Xander, what do you think?
Well, I was listening to Brendan after the game, and he was saying that it was going to be a full team out on Saturday to get the win on Trophy Day. So we'll wait and see. He could change his mind, because obviously the Cup final is massive now. It's a St Mirren game. All right, it'd be nice to get the win, etc., etc. But we definitely don't want any injuries going into this Cup final, do we?
Absolutely not. No, see, this is what I'm thinking, and Brendan should be thinking that way as well. We should have a squad strong enough to go out and beat St Mirren on Trophy Day. It's going to be a great atmosphere on a lovely sunny day, hopefully. I would rather he rested the squad for next week, because we'll need our full squad for the Scottish Cup final, because Rangers are going to be up for that, Xander. They're not going to be a pushover in that final. Make no mistake. But I don't know, I'd just like to see the squad get rested. I don't know, maybe rest most of them and then sub the other ones in the second half if we've got the goal. Something like that, But they definitely need to rest some of our key players for next week.
Yeah, I suppose it's a blessing in disguise that we have got the 5 subs, John. So what I would do, right, is I would play the weekend team and then bring on the stronger substitutes if needed. That's the way I would look at it, John. Play the players that have not been getting a game. Your Narokis, your Lagerbielkis, your Iwatas, you know the players I'm talking about. Your Coons, your Yangs, your even Get O on the park. Give him a wee swan song. Get him on the park. Play the sort of B team if you like, John, and bring on the big guns if required.
Aye, that'd be good. Apart from Ori, and I don't want him anywhere near the Celtic team. He's just.
I knew you were going to say that.
I just honestly, he's just that guy. He doesn't even look. He shouldn't be anywhere near a Celtic team. To be honest with you, don't know what he's like now. When's the last time he played? Months and months ago. He's just no Celtic class, unless he's better by now, which I doubt, because if he was, he'd be in the. He'd be even on the bench, but he hasn't even been near the bench, has he? So, just we need to get rid of. I just think players like that need to go. Thiago Holm, he needs to go. Doesn't get any start, never on the bench. Lagerbielke, I think he needs to go. So a lot of the players need to go, and there will be a clear out this season. There will be a big clear out, and there'll be fresh talent brought in, because we need a strong 11, and we also need a strong second 11, Xander.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I totally agree. But as regards to if you're wanting to rest your players, John, the only other option you've got up front is So if you want to rest Kyogo and Idah, you need to play and that's what I'm saying, John. Bring on the big guns later on if needed, because I think was there and amongst the celebrations, was he not?
Aye, he was in the celebrations, but that's as close to Celtic as he should get.
All right, mate. All right, let's move on, John. We're not going to hit, as I say, the betting or anything like that, because it's just that party on Saturday, John. It's nothing to worry about. The only concern for me is injuries. We don't want any injuries. We want 11 fully fit players going into that cup final next Saturday.
That's all I'm interested in, is getting the team ready for next week. The Morars game is, I wouldn't say it's irrelevant, but I mean, it's Cup Day, it's Trophy Day. And then the Celtic fans can all go down to Glasgow Cross and celebrate. But look, it is irrelevant in terms of importance, if you know what I mean. We need our strongest squad fit for the final, and we need every one of them. For Joe Hart to add them either up front or Kyogo, whoever it is that plays up front, we need every one of them fit for this cup finals, under every single one of them.
Yeah, that's it, John. And as regards to the actual game itself, the 90 minutes of football, it's a dead rubber for both clubs. St Mirren obviously already in Europe. They've finished 5th to guarantee themselves a place in Europe. So It's a dead rubber, John. So no injuries, move on, get the result, send the fans away happy down to Glasgow Cross, as you say. Talking about the result, what are you thinking, John? The score will be? It's a tough one because we don't know if he's going to rest players, etc. But dead rubber, trophy day, beautiful sunny day. Celtic fans want a result, obviously. So what are you thinking score wise?
No, like you says, it's hard to call into it because of the situation. Well, we rest a lot of players or whatever. But Celtic in the sun at Paradise on Trophy Day, I'm going to say 4-0 Celtic.
What are you going to say, John? Sorry, you broke up there.
4-0 Celtic's under.
4-0. Aye, I was thinking that myself. I'm going to go 6, John. 6-0. Go out with a bang. Team confidence, it puts the confidence away up going into the cup final next Saturday. So I'm going to say 6-0, John. It's going to be just a big party from start to finish. Hopefully, John. Hopefully that's the case.
Aye, well, hopefully, that's what we like to see, isn't it? Plenty of goals. Not sure it'll be 6-0 or 4-0. We don't know because we don't know what team's going to start. But with this Celtic team, they're on top form right now. They're all buzzing. So I can see a few goals or more. Depending on what team starts, I can see a few goals.
Right, okay, John. Okay. That'll wrap that up then. That'll wrap up the preview for the game. Trophy Day, champions. And just saying it out loud like that, John, we're champions after the season we've had, as you said 15 minutes ago, John, one of the best titles we've won in years. So, I think the Rangers actually thought they were going to win the league this year, John. What do you think?
I was not thinking about it. They thought the league was theirs. Even all their media pals were all shouting about it's only Rangers that can win the treble. How long were they saying that for?
Yeah, I know. The treble, it's they're so premature, the Rangers, aren't they? They, as you said on the last podcast we done, John, they are setting off fireworks for, beating Motherwell to go 1 point clear with 20 games to go. It's premature. Set off fireworks when you actually win something.
Aye, exactly. Don't go setting off fireworks because you beat Ross County at home 2-1. What's the point in that? You've got to set these fireworks off when you've actually won something. And that's when Celtic fans do it. They win something, they go out and they set the fireworks off. Even at Rugby Park, I could see in the background when the camera was panning out, you could see fireworks going off in Kilmarnock and away in the background, So the Celtic fans worldwide were out setting off the fireworks. And come Saturday afternoon, 5:30, Celtic fans will all be doing it at Glasgow Cross. 5:30, 6, whenever the party at Celtic Park ends, they'll all be down to Glasgow Cross to let off fireworks, have a wee drink, climb up statues and that, and have a good laugh, and all good fun. It's all good banter. Celtic fans will be loving it, and that's when you let fireworks off. When it's a party atmosphere, don't let them off when you beat Ross County 2-1 at home.
Yeah, well said, John. And it's obviously earlier tomorrow, John. It's a 12:30 kick-off. The game will be finished for 3. I think I don't know what time the Glasgow Cross thing starts at. 4, maybe 5. I'm not sure. If anybody knows in the comments, let us know. But as I keep repeating myself, John, just stay safe if you're going down there. Be safe. Enjoy your day. Don't let anything ruin it. Just enjoy the party atmosphere. Celtic champions yet again, 3 in a row. Absolutely brilliant. It's I keep referring back to that wee podcast, but I'm just thinking off the top of my head here, John. I keep referring back to that wee podcast, and you kept saying for the last 8 weeks or so, get the full team back, get the full team fit and available. We will win the league. And John, it's came to fruition, John. We're champions. What a feeling.
Aye, that's it. And you predicted beating Rangers in the sun, but to go 5 clear. The only bit you got wrong is we went 6 clear. It was better.
It's better. Aye, it was a brilliant wee podcast. As I say, listen to anybody. It was round about March the 11th, the podcast. So just look back through the podcast on the channel there and have a wee listen. It's like somebody telling the future, because not only did we get that right with going 5 points, 6 points clear, we predicted more or less every other game that Celtic would play in the split and before. It was a brilliant wee podcast, John. I loved it.
Aye, I had to be listen to it after you mentioned it, but aye. Listening to your own podcast, can't beat it, can you? It's the best Celtic podcast on YouTube.
Yeah, we would be if we didn't have 6 months of strikes, John. You know, we'd be way up there, but we just got to take the bad with the good. So, all right, John, comments. Let's go through some comments if you've got any.
Where do you want them from? You had your Party Paradise one, or you want the pre-match before the Kilmarnock game?
Go for the party, John. Go for the party. Let's keep it in the party mode.
All right. Right, so we're at Party Paradise video. Anybody that wants to read the comments to check that we're getting it right, names and all that, because you know me forgetting people's names right, terrible. Anyway, first up was Roseanne, and Roseanne says, "I'm stunned, Xander. Absolute champions. I'm speechless. All our worries are over. Congratulations to our battling Tigers."
Aye, the worries. Yeah, it was. Even going into that Kilmarnock game was a worry, wasn't it? It was. Because, you know, they'd won the night before, if you remember. They beat Dundee 5-2 or whatever it was. And so they closed the gap to 3 points, John, at that point. So it was a wee bit nervy going into the game, wasn't it? So Roseanne's right. All the worries are over. We can take a deep breath, relax, and just enjoy the party and enjoy your summer. Enjoy your summer as well. Even if we lose the Scottish Cup, which I don't think is going to happen. Doesn't matter. We're the champions. We've won the league. Just relax and enjoy your summer, folks.
Aye, that's it. Like you says, the Scottish Cup, it'd be lovely to get the Scottish Cup, but look, the big one this season was the league. The Champions League money was under threat for a couple of weeks, wasn't it? We were all kind of maybe a wee bit concerned about that. But aye, the Scottish Cup doesn't get you anything, really. All it gets you is a place in the Europa Cup. In regards to Europe, but
yeah,
like it doesn't really matter. If we lose the Scottish Cup, we lose it. The only thing that will hurt about that is losing to them. It's never great losing a derby game, but to me personally, that's the only thing that hurts. It's just like losing a derby game. Scottish Cup, it's good to win a double. I'd love Celtic to win the Scottish Cup. Of course I would, but when it's them in the final, it becomes a bigger win, doesn't it? It's just a derby win after that.
Yeah, that's it, John. And it's we're going to go into that in more detail, obviously, but that's going to become. But the closer we get to next weekend, that's going to become a must-win. Make no bones about it. But as it stands, I'm just happy to be the champions, John. Scottish Cup would be a lovely, lovely bonus. Of course, it would, and beating them at the same time. That'd be 4 wins over them this season.
Aye, we'll wait and see when we get to the Scottish Cup finals, Ander. But it's going to be sweet if we can beat them in the Scottish Cup final and going to win the double. What a season we've had, if it works out that way. Anyway, next up is Chris D. Thanks for your comment, by the way, Roseanne. Nice to hear from you, pal. Always great to hear from you.
Thanks, Roseanne. Great comment again, pal.
Chris D says yes. I couldn't agree more with that, Chris. Yes.
I think that was the general feeling overall, wasn't it? Yes. You know, I'm going to go on about it again, John. I couldn't believe I was watching on Wednesday night, John. That fluent, beautiful, free-flowing football in a sticky, horrible park. It was just outstanding, you know, that the players they're just born champions, you know, they're winners, they're serial winners. And yes, was the overall feeling, John. Absolutely. Well said, Chris.
Serial winners from top to bottom, as Alistair Johnson says. I love Alistair Johnson, by the way, when he talks. He was talking about Rangers, and he wouldn't say the word Rangers. It was always them. That's what I want to hear for Celtic players. That guy loves Celtic, Xander. That's a Celtic man there, Alistair Johnson. He knows what it is to be Celtic.
Well, John, you know, it's funny you're talking about Alistair Johnson, right? Last night I listened to the Clyde One phone in for the first time in about 3 years, possibly, right? So, because I put it on, I was sitting in the car, was bored, and I put it on, and a caller came on, a Celtic supporter allegedly came on and says that we need a better left back and a better right back. I mean, I've never heard so much nonsense in my life. I think we've got a world-class right back at Celtic there, John.
I think I heard that one. I did listen to it myself. I had to be listening to it myself. I don't listen to it normally, but when we win leagues and all that, I tend to listen. When we win derby matches, I tend to listen to it as well. but that's the only times. But that one, Alistair Johnston's a quality right back, Xander. I like him. I'm a big fan of Alistair Johnston. Like I says, he knows, as the Celtic fans sing, this is how it feels to be Celtic. He knows what it is to be Celtic, Alistair Johnston. He's a Celtic man. He loves the club. He is the new Bruni.
Yeah. Potentially a future captain as well, you never know. But anyway, what other comments you got, John? Thanks for that. Was that Chris?
That was Chris.
Chris. Yeah, thanks for the comment, Chris.
Cheers, Chris boy. Next up, another one for Roseanne. Your grandsons will always remember that night. They went to paradise with their granddad. What a fabulous night for them and all of the Celtic support. Hail, hail, Xander and John. What a pair you both are. Thank you, lads. Thanks for that, Roseanne. That's a great wee comment for you there.
Yeah, that's right. The wee man got, when we were down at Celtic Park, John, I've not even spoke to you about this, but when we were down there, I was there, we were quite early. I think we were about an hour before the players arrived, and the wee man was getting a lot of attention, you know, so he loved every minute of it. He's Celtic through and through. He just had a great night, and he will remember it, so thanks for that, Roseanne. He'll remember that for the rest of his days, the wee man.
Aye, absolutely. It was good to see him. He's got his hair curls on it or something like that. What's if his hair was curly?
Yeah, he's got his hair styled in like the modern day footballer. He loves Mbappe, he loves Ronaldo. You know what wee boys are like. You know, they love the big stars, don't they? So he's trying to look like them. So yeah, he's got his hair cut and that. But his excitement was unbelievable. But anyway, I suppose there was thousands of other Celtic supporters running about the 9-10-year-old down there that night as well that felt the exact same way. So it's just great for the Celtic support all round, isn't it, John?
He goes to games with you as well sometimes, doesn't he? So he's no stranger to Celtic Park, but to see something like that, the fireworks, all the fans outside the stadium, the party atmosphere, great be a night from Xander.
Yeah, I was going to take him tomorrow, John. I've got 2 tickets there for tomorrow, and man, get my car fixed at the same time, so I can't take him. So somebody else is going to take him. So he'll be there tomorrow, John. He'll be loving it.
That's great. As long as he gets to see the trophy getting lifted, that's good.
Yeah.
But it's always good to see all the Celtic fans enjoying themselves on your wee video. All the Celtic fans, not just yourself and wee Matthew, but all the Celtic fans all loving it, weren't they? Absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, it was good in there, John. It was. I remember we went down a couple of years ago. It was 10 times the atmosphere of that night, John. It was just a lot of relief there, a lot of happy faces, a lot of smiles, John. Absolutely, what a night! I'll never forget it. Never mind Matthew. Let's put it that way.
I think it was cold when we went down the celebrations that night a couple of years ago. Was it no cold that night? We must have won the league a lot earlier than May. I can't remember. My memory's terrible, but I remember it being cold when we were there.
Aye, the other night was a roaster. It was roasting all day, obviously during the game at Sticky Park, but at night it was very sticky as well. And just a great night. You know, the videos are all there on YouTube for everybody to see, aren't they? I think there must be about 50 videos on YouTube. But I put my wee Tottenham's video on as well. So if you want to watch that, it'll be right below the podcast you're listening to.
Aye. Anyways, Xander, we'll push on another couple of comments because time's...
Yeah, go for it.
Edward O'Farrell says, brilliant video. Heard the wee man saying, Grandad, class memories for you and your grandson. Hail, hail.
I seen that comment for Edward. Thanks, Edward. Appreciate that. Aye. Again, he's still going on about it the day. You know, he still doesn't stop talking about it. So there must be thousands of young Celtic fans out there in the exact same position. It's good to give the grandkids and the kids, etc., some great memories, John.
Aye, it always is. I remember all my memories from when I was a Wayne, funnily enough. Going to all the games when I was that age.
Yeah.
Well, a wee bit. I never started going to Celtic games till I was probably, I think, 10, 11. That's older than your grandson, but I was still young and I still got good memories. Xander, I remember the first time walking into Celtic Park and all that, seeing the stadium, the old Celtic Park I'm talking about. Mm-hmm. Great memories. Anyway, Paul McComb was up next. He says, get in there. Get in there indeed, Paul McComb. Nice to see you here, mate.
Yeah, cheers, Paul. Get in there, and let's get in there next weekend as well to make it a fantastic season, league and cup double. Get in there.
Get in there. Paul McEwen. Mad Paul McEwen.
He must like getting called mad because he never said it, and I saw that comment. It's just another emojis, etc., isn't it? I think hail in the middle of it.
Oh, he's mental. He just leaves the same kind of things all the time, but I love it. I think it's brilliant. He just ignores everything you're saying, just leaves the same comment. I love it. That's why we call you Mad Paul McEwen. Paul's great. Just the same comment again. Hail the Celtic and Hunners and Motorcons. Thanks for that, Paul. We always appreciate
cheers,
it.
Paul. He's been through the channel through thick and thin, as well as all the other regular commenters. And it's great to see the new commenters as well. And Edward as well there. Thanks for your comment, Paul.
So, for instance, if I was to say you something that was said the other night, Paul, right? What would you feel about kicking a donkey or something like that? What would your response be? Would it be hail the Celtic? I don't know. He's just mad, isn't he? I love him.
Aye,
good guy.
He's always been there, John, and that's what I like about him. He's always been there.
I like Paul. Anyway, thanks for that, Paul. James Doran, one of our regulars. James over in Ireland there. James says, champions again, and we done it in style without even getting into top gear. Couldn't agree more, James. It was an absolute rout. A walk in the park. Loved it. Best I've seen Celtic this season.
Yeah, I think the players were told. John, tell me what you think of this. Thanks for the comment, James. Tell us what you think. Did you think Brendan told the players to take it easy the last half hour, 20 minutes? Big cup final coming up.
Quite possibly, making all the changes and all that. He'll have he's going to have one eye on the Scottish Cup. Of course he has, and he's going to have one eye on it tomorrow as well. We'll see what happens tomorrow. But quite possibly, as Andy says, look, maybe take it easy after animals like that. Was Donnelly going in for that tackle on Hatete? Celtic did take it easy. They just took their foot right off the gas. Job done. Take your foot off the gas. Don't need to do anymore.
Yeah, save your energy for the celebrations after the game. I think that's what he's maybe said. Good comment, James. Cheers for that, Paul.
Cheers, James. Udif was up next, and Udif says, just think of all those fireworks the mutants let off through the season after beating Motherwell, etc. Talk about premature. We just spoke about that.
Yeah, that did happen through the season. I think there was fireworks going off with a 3-3 draw as well. That was a better result for Celtic that day, John. It didn't seem it at the time because we were 2-0 up. But that was a better result for Celtic than what it was for them. And they're the ones setting off the fireworks.
I just find that really, really odd that Sevco fans let off fireworks after every single one. It just bemuses me. I'm like, what they doing? They haven't won anything. No trophies won, nothing. 3 games into the season. Sevco won, Motherwell 0 at home. Fireworks display.
Yeah, and as regards to the fireworks, I set off 2 or 3 the other night for my wee grandson. He was over the moon ecstatic. I think they were left lying for Guy Fawkes 2 years ago or whatever. But they were lying there and I set them off for the wee man. But I think the fireworks thing should stop between both sets of supporters really, because it's not needed. We can go have our parties. We can look what happened at the Kilmarnock the other night. It's just a total party. No need for fireworks. It's just a brilliant night. But it's not going to stop, is it?
No, never stop. They will never stop that. Something. It's just bangers for bangers.
All right, mate. Well said, John. Who else have we got in the comments, mate?
We would never sell our club, champions again, and we made light of Kilmarnock and got our revenge on McInnes. Well, you were talking about revenge and all that. We would never sell a club. I don't think Brendan's a revengeful kind of guy. I didn't have revenge on my mind myself, but it would have been nice to go there and scalp them, I was thinking. And we did. We absolutely went out and scalped them. And I don't know if the Celtic players had revenge on their mind, although Callum McGregor says there might be a wee bit of revenge on their minds. But if it is revenge, what a way to do it.
They played like they had revenge on their mind, John. And by the way, thanks to Udy for the comment previous. But they played like they had revenge on their mind, didn't they, John? They went out there for the first minute and destroyed Kilmarnock, John. So maybe there was a wee bit of revenge there.
It certainly looked that way. It did look that way, but I don't know, just an outstanding performance. Made Kilmarnock look like Shettleston Juniors. No disrespect to Shettleston Juniors, by the way.
Made Kilmarnock look like Shelton Junior's reserves. Who was that, John? Who said that comment?
That was, we would never sell our club.
We would never sell our club. Yeah, good comment, because I think there was a bit of revenge there, John. I think there was.
I don't know. All I know is we won the league that night and absolutely scalped them. Made them look pathetic, really. And after them beating us with a B team and all.
Well, so if you've got to take advantage of when the strongest team in the league's weak, you've got to take advantage of that. But won't do you any good.
You've got to take it. I mean, look, it's all right beating a B team. Celtic need to strengthen. Then that way there won't be a B team next season. If we've got a strong second 11, there won't be a B team. That's what we're looking for next season, Xander. A strong second 11.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because the second 11 this season struggled at times, didn't they? There was a lot of defeats there, John, that would, defeats at Celtic Park, draws at Celtic Park, going away, defeats, that they would never expect. But as you say, a stronger second 11 for next season. That's what we're looking for, Brendan.
Aye, exactly. Aye, we need that. Well, we've played, our second 11 was guys like Thiago Home and all that, Lager Bielka, Shane Duffy. But the last time we were at Rugby Park, that's the game that got rid of Shane Duffy, and I says that in that podcast if you want to go back and listen. The only good thing to come of this defeat is we'll get rid of Shane Duffy, and I was right.
No, John, it wasn't Duffy. Was there a big guy for Liverpool, wasn't it? The big on-loan guy for Liverpool.
Aye, says Duffy. No, aye, no Duffy. Aye, what's his name?
I can't remember his name. He was that good. The big slow guy, remember?
aye, that says Shane Duffy, didn't I? No, Shane Duffy. Oh, God. Anybody remember that guy for Liverpool we get rid of in January? Let us know in the comments, because he's totally slipped my mind. He was that good.
Yeah, he slipped my mind as well, to be fair, John. And he's probably slipped plenty of other players' minds. So let us know in the comments who the big guy was we signed defence, who caused a few points at the start of the season, didn't he? The big man. The big Liverpool defender.
Aye, I think I says in that podcast after the Kilmarnock game, he reminded me of Shane Duffy.
Yeah, that's right.
That's what it is. No Shane Duffy. That was ages ago, but that was the year Seco won the COVID Cup, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was a Duffy season. That was a disaster. But anyway, it's going to annoy me, John, that this guy who was signed for Liverpool. I can't remember who it was.
I don't know, but the last comment goes to Colin Stewart, who says, "Hail, Grander."
All right, Collins. Yeah. I think a lot of people have viewed that wee video, John. I think we're up to 2,000 views on that wee video. So a lot of people saw me taking my boy down to the Paradise. So, yeah, it was good. It was a good wee night. And thanks for that, Collins. Cheers, pal. Appreciate that.
Aye. That's good. Collins doesn't come on that much anymore, does he?
Now and again. I've seen his comments now and again. Keep the comments coming in, Collins, by the way, because it's good to have you and your missus both leaving your comments. Aye, keep the comments coming in.
Aye, I know it's Michelle's birthday.
Yeah, Michelle's, she's joined the Facebook, John. She's joined Xander John over on Facebook. She's there. She'll leave some comments, but she still goes onto the YouTube as well. So, welcome to the Facebook, Michelle. Get Collins to join as well. Get your friends to join. It's a brilliant wee channel over there. We can put videos on there. We definitely can't touch on YouTube because of YouTube's extremely strict copyright policy, John. So get over to Facebook and watch some videos over there.
Aye. Nathan Phillips is under.
Nathan Phillips, John. That's the man. It's a big man. It's he caused a few points at the start of the season, didn't he?
Aye, that's the one I was thinking about. For some reason, I keep getting them mixed up with big Shane Duffy. I don't know why. Maybe it's because the two of them are so memorable. Memorable.
Definitely. I know, memorable, all right. By Big Phillips, yeah. He didn't even last 3 or 4 months, so I think Brendan's all right through him, eh?
Aye, what an absolute dud, by the way. And look, fair play to big Nathan Phillips, because he says he loved his time at Celtic. We didn't love having him. We didn't hate the guy. We just didn't like having him at Celtic. terrible, terrible player. It was him that caused us to get beat with Kilmarnock that day. Can't blame just one player right enough, but he was the main guy. Was it him that gets sent off that day? Somebody gets sent off that day as well. Can't remember. Look, if I can't remember important games, I'm not going to remember that. But dreadful, dreadful player. But good luck to the big guy, wherever he is now, you know.
Yeah, and he's going to pick up a Champions medal, John.
I'll send it in the post.
All right, second class Royal Mail. All right. Okay, John, we've been on there a wee bit. We had to because we had a lot to catch up with. So, congratulations to the champions, John. That's all we can say. Hope everybody enjoys their big day tomorrow. 12:30 kick-off, St Mirren, Celtic Park, then down to Trongate for the big party. Just stay safe, everybody. Stay safe, and we'll catch you all on Saturday night, John.
Aye, just glad the season's over, Xander. The league's over for the season. Glad we don't have to get back to Kilmarnock for a while. Don't think I could stomach listening to Paper Roses getting played there, the tannoy digging, when Celtic players are celebrating.
That's another thing. So, good, as I say, good luck to Celtic on Saturday. Stay safe, everybody, and we'll catch you all on the post-match on Saturday night. Hail, hail for now.
Hail, hail, Xander. Catch you later, mate.
Catch you later.